Woo-hoo! Hello! It's
Hello.
the
Hello.
it's the LNGC Late Night Girl Chat Trio. We're back.
Yeah, it's been
And
too
this,
long. Welcome
yes,
back,
it has
everybody.
been, right? Today we talk about oral sex. Everything you need to know about oral sex. How fun is that? I am Mavu for Mavu Coach. I am a relationship coach. I help women, divorced moms who are dating again, or married mom who are trying to save their marriage and not kill their children and shoot their husband.
I like
How's
that
that for
extra
a
bit.
tagline? How about you, Kat? What do you do?
Hey, I'm Kat. I run the page We Are On Girls, and it's all about female sexual empowerment and just honest, empowering sex education. And yeah, I'm very interested in this topic because I'm not a big oral sex giver anyway. So let's see.
Oh dear,
We'll
I'm not
see.
a big giver either. So
Oh God, I hope
it's all
somebody's
on
a
you,
giver.
Maya. It's all on you. Maya, tell them about yourself. Who are you and why are you here?
Well, I'm Maya, and I am May's daughter, which I think is a
Lucky
really,
me.
really important thing. That's a good title. That's a good title. And I'm a college student, and I am on my life journey of finding myself, and I'm just here to represent my generation of 20-year-olds. We're
20
20s
years old.
now.
I know you're now in the 20s, so
Yeah. Can no longer say I'm a teenager and use that as an excuse for sleeping in.
well, welcome to the 20 club. It's fun. This is good. It's better than I think it's better than the teens potentially, but
Hell yes. A
I hope
thousand times
so.
better.
I hope so.
I think it only gets better.
All right, let's get on with
Yeah.
that oral sex part. And we can do a 20 something episode also. I think that's really important for
It's a good
the
idea.
next episode. But let's talk about oral sex.
Mm.
Are we? Is it both
Oh God.
sides?
Yeah,
Or
well,
just like,
I think it's for both sides, but I think we should do a part one and part two. I think we should do
Mm.
part one
Penises, maybe.
on women on men, and then we'll do
Or just
one
anybody
men on women.
giving a penis like a
Oh,
oral
I'm
sex.
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I can't speak for the men to
No,
get, because I
but
don't
just
know
in
what it's like.
case, like any, like maybe you're not a
Trans and
woman, but
okay,
you like,
right.
just gender neutral, like penis oral, I guess.
I could. All right. Well, I can only speak for what an old lady think about oral sex. You can speak for whatever you want to speak for, and then we'll see how it goes. So let's start there. So I already self-identify, and so did Kat, that we are not that great at giver, or we're not that
I'm not really a giver.
excited.
I'm just not a giver. I'm just not.
Well, let's start there. If you are a giver, hooray, huzzah for you. And if you're not really a giver, that's okay too. I guess there's a whole category of women like us.
Absolutely. And there's people that don't like to get it either. I think that's like one of the biggest myths that every person with a penis loves to get a blowjob. Like I think most people enjoy the feeling for sure, but most of the people I know with penises they don't come from it and they don't enjoy it as much as other things. So, and I know my partner, he's just not bothered. He's just not bothered by it. Like he's like, I would rather do something else. I would rather do it to you. So I don't know. I don't know if you've experienced that.
Then that's a perfect match, because you're not a giver and he
He's a
doesn't really
giver.
care to receive it. Yeah. Ding ding, we have a match, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think we had a
Thank
question
God.
from Luann, and she was worried that she was, that she didn't give, and she was worried like, is she lazy or is she selfish or something?
normal?
And I think that's an interesting point, because both of us are saying And we don't really
Yeah.
either.
Well,
I
how
don't know,
about
what do you
Maya?
think?
What do you self-identify? Are you a
Well,
giver?
well, I'm good at it, which
Well, that's a good start.
I enjoy it for that reason, but it takes a lot of energy, and I'm usually not the one to like start something. Like it kind of, like, and I don't have enough energy for that. So if I'm like really into it or it's been a while, then I'm like, yeah, let's do it. But usually I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to do something first, like that sort of thing.
So do you like giving it, or are you kind of neutral about it, or?
I like it. If it doesn't like take too long, and if it and I don't like doing it a lot, like
Yeah.
multiple times. I'm like, okay, you already got your once a week thing, so wait until next week. That's
Wow, you've got it on a quota, a
And
token.
see,
quota.
I really think if you're in a relationship with a man, he really should be allowed, invited, encouraged, have money set aside for him to go get other women to give him as many blowjobs as he wants to, because the way we sound, it's just so dead. I mean, who would want to be in relationship with us? Like,
Well, people that like to give, people that don't like to receive.
If people who really love to have their penis suck on for hours and all that stuff, they should be able to go get it done, like a service, like a massage, and they should not have to be feeling guilty or shame for it. They should be invited, encouraged, pushed out of the house, and go, honey, go get it, then come back, tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I why would we own them, control them all to ourselves, and then we like ration it out. You get once a week, buddy, and you better behave well, or else I'm gonna cut that off too. Like, oh, to be in relationship with women sometimes can be really annoying for men. All right, that was my community message. I'll get off now.
I don't know. How would you feel, Maria, of like if you were in a relationship and your boyfriend or your partner was like, okay, Maya, I'm gonna go off and see this sex worker and get a blowjob. Like, how would you feel about that?
Well, I wasn't thinking about that yet. I was thinking, like, to me, from my experience, it was kind of like, it was almost more special if it was less often, because it was like something to look forward to, and it was even better because like if it was all the time, it's like it's just the same old, same old. So I'm like, no, it's something special, and I want both of us to enjoy it. So it's like,
I guess that makes sense.
And that way, it's nice too. And in my relationship, I think it was more of I received and he gave, and he enjoyed it that way. So it worked out.
Yeah.
So I haven't.
Yeah, maybe it's something to do with just like a special thing, like I think in all relationships, like there shouldn't be this pressure to or expectation, like, okay, like on the one hand, it shouldn't be like, okay, you get once a month if you're good.
Right.
And on the other hand, it shouldn't be like you have to do it every time because you're my girlfriend and you have to suck my dick. It shouldn't be like that either. That's like, you hear about these people, I swear to God,
right?
There's some women and they're told that they have to wake up in the morning and wake their partner up by giving them a blowjob. And they do it every day. Yeah.
Oh God.
This is a real thing that some people like.
It's like a daily routine. First I wake up.
And like you should be getting paid to do that job because that's.
If it feels like work, then you should be getting paid.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Definitely.
There you go. Add that to your sex education. if it feels like work, you should be getting paid and get a lot of money for it. But
yeah,
okay,
why not?
Yeah.
If you want that much, like you said.
But this is reminding me of something else. Now, there is a space inside me that I could get into. Usually it's like if you take me to Hawaii. All
right.
Right? and stay at a really nice hotel, and I am just like, feeling the warmth and the sensuality and all that stuff. I could totally get into giving my partner a yummy, almost endless blowjob. I would be on my knees, and worshiping that cock and just like, like, and we're all just like freshly showered.
Yeah, this sounds nicer, definitely.
Yeah, and it's just all the stars are lined up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then I do feel the sacredness of the act. I do feel the joy, and I could totally get into, it's no longer about doing it for him, but it's actually doing for me. And I feel really good, having the cock coming through my throat. I even feel good being on my knees, worshiping. It's all very satisfying for me. I totally have that place in me. But it usually comes out,
in certain religions.
in Hawaii or Bali or someplace very exotic and cool, breezy. I'm not uncomfortable. I'm not full from dinner. I'm not. So a lot of things has to be perfect for me to get there.
Wow.
But I do get there, and it's really good. How about you? What's your favorite? What brings that on for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I can also enjoy it. Like in general, I'm not really a giver just because it works out the best with my partner. But sometimes, like, I think if you change the mentality around giving it to him, like I feel like I can be totally in control, and I can be super hot. Like the problem I have, right? If I'm going to give somebody a blowjob, I need a reaction from them. And a lot of men have been socially, trained to be quite quiet during sex. Like men don't make enough noise. Like in my experience, women are more like
I hate that.
expressive. Like, and if I'm gonna give somebody head, I need him to go crazy.
Encouragement
That's
and
what I
all that
want.
stuff. Yeah.
And that can be really a turn on for me. Like I can feel like super like, my God, I'm so hot. Like look what I'm doing to this person. So I think giving can be super, super pleasurable. Like, and it can turn me on a lot, especially like in a situation where, okay, 69 is difficult, but can be good. Like sometimes, like, I mean, I did a poll recently on my stories, and 69 was was the most hated position of all the positions. And I think it's difficult, definitely.
Yeah, because you can't really receive
can't
fully and you
focus,
can't give fully, and it's all awkward and everything. But the movies make it sound like it's a good thing, or porn make it sound like it's a good thing. So we all think that it's a good thing, but it's not. It's just not.
It's definitely tricky, yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
like, no,
if you get
honey,
it right,
you go first.
if you get it right, then it's like, okay, it's not too bad. But yeah,
Sideways.
good hygiene, a
Sideways,
nice shower.
baby.
That's so important, definitely.
Yeah. How about you, Maya? What's your when do you get into that part where you're like, I'm really good at it?
Well, see, I flip it around in my head too, because I mean, a big part, I do enjoy like knowing that this is that they're enjoying it and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like a lot of times I'll just start it out as like, I'm just playing with it. Like I'm just having fun and like, and to me, I'm like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want with it, like, and just have fun with it, and like, well, if you're touching it, they kind of like it, So it's like, I just do it based on what I want to do with it and what feels good to me and what I'm having fun with. And usually that ends up being really good. And then, so I just.
Well, that is the secret. When a woman is really enjoying it, it's very enjoyable for everyone. So it's for men. But when when you're trying to perform, or when you have doubt and insecurity, or when you're trying to win him over, well, no, actually, when you try to win him over from some woman, you tend to outperform yourself, and it might turn out really good. So that's a special occasion. So I somehow, it made me think of like, so I'm good with sucking the cock, but I am not good with ass licking. And I
Oh,
think that counts as oral sex also, right? And it's just not a
yeah,
thing
I
for
guess
me
so.
at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I've only done it once and it was just not fun. I mean, the problem I don't know, maybe in the right situation, I would like it more, but it was not a fun situation I was in when I did it. And it was like,
Ew, why?
I mean, it's good. Like some people love
Yeah.
it, some people are really into it. No shame. It was just a bad experience for me, but I don't know, man. I think you have to be. The problem is, I do not trust. I'm sorry, any men listening, I do not trust male hygiene. I
Ew.
just don't.
We
And
already
I know
went
that's
over
a
that
problem.
earlier
Yeah,
in an episode before. You do not know how to wipe your butt.
exactly. So
That's
I'm
just a
not
known
putting my
fact.
tongue in there. Like, so hell no. Unless if you're really into it, you have to take all the steps. Like maybe you even get your asshole waxed, and you get like a spray gun and everything, and a douche, and
Oh my
that
god.
maybe
I love
maybe
Maya's
then.
face. That's so good. Okay, so clearly this panel is a no-no on the asshole licking thing. And if you ever want that, you have to make sure that you go in the shower and you wash it for 20 minutes.
Absolutely. Get
You
in
take that
there.
handle
Get like
and you turn it
get
upside down and you
sponge.
shove it up there.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it, Maya?
Yeah, I've done it a couple times. It was
Wow, go.
right out of a shower
Okay.
where I was there
You're so
and
brave.
watched him wash his ass.
Yes, that
I think that's a good
monitoring
idea.
is important. Yes.
I'm like,
Oh, and
good. If you think something's gonna happen, you better get up in there.
Oh,
this is making my
absolutely.
armpit really sweaty. It's like, ooh. Okay. And was it good? Did you get any pleasure out of it? Did it smell? It's always so many questions.
Well, I kind of go
That
into
face does not make me think that it was that great.
I go into a state again. Okay, I would say this is TMI, but there's no such thing as that on this show. But it's like
Exactly.
if
Hi, Dad. Is your dad
I
home?
know I hear him walking and I'm about to like say something gross.
He
Okay,
already knows. He's like, oh, you're with your mom. Fine. That again.
yeah. I know I walked out and I'm like in my robe and he's like, "Why are you up? You look like you're like a zombie." And I'm like, "I have my call." He's like, "Oh,
We're
your
gonna talk
call."
about licking asses, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't. I wake up at
Okay.
7:30 to talk about
Okay,
licking asses.
back
We're
to
in the
this.
clear. We're in the clear.
All right.
Oh, that was what I was gonna say. Well, sometimes, actually, most of the time, I'm the type where it's like, if I'm actually into it and I'm turned on, then it's like weird and gross things make it even better. So
Yeah,
sometimes if
I
I
get
go,
you with that.
yeah, but sometimes if I go down there, I'm like, oh, like this is kind of forbidden. Like
Yeah,
no one
that's
really likes this, or most people think this is gross. And then I'm like, yeah, we're
like,
doing
yeah.
that, you know, like. I kind of get into it, so
I feel you. I feel you. If you can, but you know what? Use it to your advantage. It's like I can
yeah.
do the same. Like, just take that thing and then it turns you on. Fair enough.
Yeah.
The only
All
problem
right.
is once you come, you're like, oh god, what the fuck am I doing? Like, oh,
Yeah, oh god.
you're like, oh
Yeah,
no.
once that's over, then you're like, oh my god, okay. Another shower.
Yeah, I need 5 showers. No.
Well, that reminded me this time when I was in London and I put out a post to say that I wanted to experience sexual experience with men in London. So this guy responded and he sounded really cool. So I met up with him and he checked out well, but he was really into fisting.
Oh god.
I hope you had a small
Oh, I have a
hand.
question. Does that get easier after giving birth?
Well, no, he's into fisting for himself. I was not into fisting. so
Oh
so
my
he
god.
want me to fist him.
Whoa, okay.
Now, have you done fisting?
No.
No,
Oh,
never.
it's very interesting. So first it was like, can you put a couple of fingers up my ass? I'm like, okay. I put a couple of fingers up his ass. And then it's like, okay, well, can you just put your whole hands in there? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put my whole hands in there. So I go through that,
Oh
and now
God.
my face is in there. And then he's like, can you just
Mm.
put it in there? And I'm like,
It is in.
okay. And then I'm going in and I'm going in and I'm like, oh my God, how deep
Oh my
is this
God, how long is
thing?
it? Oh my God.
I didn't know we could go back into a human being. I
Oh
was
my
like, okay,
God.
That's so
breathe.
long.
I know, it was so fascinating. Anyway, I took it back. I took a
Okay.
wash it.
Did any poo come out? Because I know that does happen like a lot of times. Like,
No, you know what?
okay.
Actually, he was very good. He probably was hoping for that. Although that was just like the first time that we ever played together. But he actually, like emptied himself, so he was safe to go.
Okay, that's
Wow.
good. He's ready. He's prepared.
Yeah, but I wasn't. But it was interesting.
I
And
wasn't.
oh
You
my
know,
God,
it's
it was so
funny.
much
There's like
fun.
a nightclub in Berlin, and they have a special night. It's just like a fisting night. Just like, all right.
Whoa. I know, Maya. We have to go to Berlin before I get killed.
Yeah, Maya, you can learn from your mom before like the tips, and then you go. I know it's crazy. But let's get back to blowjobs. Like,
Oh,
are there
okay.
any tips? I know because it's slowly becoming an anal sex talk now. I don't know. Like, are there any tips? Like, okay, Maya,
Well,
you said you were
slowly,
good at
you have to
them.
go slow. But anyway.
Well, that is one tip. If you think it goes on too long, maybe if they're into it, using some other stimulation like ball play or anal stimulation. I don't know. There's that thing like put your finger up and voila, orgasm. Like I don't know. Have you tried that? Anyone?
I have a question. I do have a question for men actually around that. It's like, especially when, I don't know, somehow with a lot of men, they are numb down there because of overstimulations and whatever. So it takes forever to achieve completion. I guess that's the word, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, what do you men expect from us? Like, we've been down there for 20 minutes,
Yeah, it's
jaw
too
wide
long.
open, now like going in and out, rubbing our heads and all these things. And it's like, how much more do you expect us? Or is there a nice, casual, easy way to let
Like,
you know that this jaw is
Yeah.
hurting and I had enough? Like there's something about that is tricky for us women.
And for me, like I don't think maybe only once or twice have I ever taken a guy to orgasm from. And I have a friend who is a male sex worker, actually, who I was just talking to this about today. And he was saying, with his clients, like he never comes from a blowjob. Like that's just, it's unlikely. It's very unlikely. And with his clients, sometimes they feel awkward or they feel bad that they haven't been able to do it. And I think like that's something women need to know is that the majority of the time they won't finish. What we see in porn or whatever is just like not really real. For me, I don't tend to do it unless
What we see. Wait, hang on. Let's give them a snapshot of what they see in porn. What do you see in porn when the guy finally jerk off all over the woman's face? It's because outside of that screenshot, he's been fluffed by 2 or 3 girls for like
absolutely.
20, 30, 40 minutes, and then he's already building up. And by the time he's
So
on
long.
screen, he
Exactly.
can go in and do that. So
It's
don't
just unrealistic in reality.
yeah. It's
Like
don't have
I
that
just won't do it
expectation.
now unless I'm gonna have sex, like penetrative sex, because otherwise it's just like it's awkward when you finish. When you stop, like you said, like I'm tired. Am I gonna go on forever? Like or what? Like I think you've got to do something else. Like or
Yeah.
you just go, that was nice. I'm just gonna walk away with a heart on and just let it go down. It's like it's awkward. I don't know.
So the message for the woman is that, give oral sex because you enjoy it, because you want to, because it feels good to you. And if you don't feel like it, it's okay. You don't have to shame yourself or feel guilty. And when you give and when it's enough, you can dismount. You can say, I had enough. Let's try something else. That's okay too. You don't have to feel guilty or, shame that you're not outperforming the porn girls, because it's not realistic.
One good tip is, like, if you can't have penetrative sex, so like let's say you're giving your partner a blowjob and you've been doing it for 10, 15 minutes, that's a long time. And you're not going to continue onto something else, like you don't want to have other kind of sex, you can get some kind of male sex toy or some kind of penis sex toy, like one of these eggs, that looks like an egg on the outside, like a chocolate egg or something. On the inside, it's just like a kind of hollowed out thing that feels nice. And you can use that, and like that can help. You can also use it on the penis while you're sucking. There's ones that go down and you can use that, and then it makes it much faster, makes a sensation. It's like if you're giving us head and we use a vibrator at the same time, it's super fast, So I think, like, let's bring in some sex toys, because that's maybe a good solution for everybody.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so what are some hand techniques or mouth techniques that we would like to demonstrate?
Demonstrate. Oh my God. I don't want to give any of these people in our Facebook group any more material, but
it's okay. Like I know for myself, one of my trademark is like use.
Would you like the Mayvu special?
Oh my goodness.
Well, but I had to learn. It's a coordination problem, right? I mean, the coordination thing. So let's see. It's been a while now.
How complicated is it?
Well, it's like, so this hand hold the skin down on the penis so that it exposes the head of the penis, so that there's maximum sensation, right? And then this hand go along with the mouth, and so it covers more, so it slides, and the mouth provides the wetness, right? But so there's more surface, so it's I guess it's more pleasurable for them. So that seemed to be
like really
that seemed to be working. I even try, just my mouth on the tip, and that's too sensitive for a lot of men. I don't tend to get a lot of good review for that. But this.
So are they usually circumcised or uncircumcised?
Well, if they're uncircumcised, you have to pull up even more, right? But if they're circumcised, you just hold it a little bit, and then So that tend to be the thing that I get good reviews about. 4 to 5 stars. How about you guys? What's your good review?
Yeah, there's like a certain side of the penis that's better. I think if you imagine that you are the person whose penis it belongs to, it's also the same for giving a hand job. There's a side that's too sensitive, and there's a side that's like better. And we're like, let's say you have your own penis, which is like here, is in front of you. Like if you come from behind, so if you can position your body to come from here, then getting it from this part is usually better than coming it from this part. Which a lot of the times, like if you're sitting like here, you grab the penis and it's stroking the inside part. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the outside. So imagine you're in that position of their body, also because they're used to touching themselves that way, because that's where their arms and their penis are like, lying.
So it's kind of like you're sitting back and you have to imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
The angle.
You're them, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have extra teeth as well. Like I have these extra teeth inside. I've got a small mouth anyway, so I'm just physically not like, I can't open wide enough. So I don't know. To be honest,
You're just not built for this job.
No, I just focus on the tip, and then I use my hand for the rest of it, and I use like licking as well, like But usually, to be honest, like they like it in a certain position, like like when the penis stands upright like this, to come at it from the top, not to like bend it. They don't like it when it bends so much. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, that's at least what I've been told. But I don't
Let's
know.
hear from Maya. What
Everybody's
is your
different, right?
experience?
Well, so most of this is from my relationship because that's where I've got the most experience. But I'm thinking he just likes like all the opposite things. But
Yes,
everyone's
okay.
different,
Well,
right?
this is the thing about sex is that just because we
Yeah.
said so, it doesn't mean it is so. This is just what
Absolutely.
we have experienced, and then the point of this show is to bring as many variety as possible so that the audience, feel free to try, release the
Absolutely.
guilt, release the shame, and just go toward playfulness and exploration. So go ahead, tell us the complete opposite perspective that you were experiencing.
well, I mean, I have all my whole like routine, all everything that I do. Like, I think it's all the big picture, not just one thing that you do, because you have to mix it up. Like that's like one of the
Yeah.
biggest things. So and one of the biggest things I think is the beginning is not to just jump right into it. It's all about working up to it and a lot of teasing and a lot of taking your time and like making them really, really, really want it.
Mm.
So it's like, and it's not even like in the beginning, you don't even have to be touching it. Just everything around it and the stomach and the chest and the neck and, just like everything inside the thighs, like all the way down their legs and like arms, anything. So literally touch every
This is
single
why
thing.
your boyfriend loves you so much. You're so
Yeah.
good at it.
Yeah, he really does. So you pretty much touch every single thing except for ding,
The teaser, okay?
Exactly. And then what makes him go crazy is then as you're like, oh, I'm kissing this thigh, I'm gonna move over to this one. Like your chin just happens to like brush over it, and they're like, you just touched it, like it's like super, sensitive now. And then from what he likes is a lot of like the tip, the head, which what you were saying is that it's too much.
Sometimes,
But
yeah.
but from my experience, it's like, they really like it, or he really likes it. So yeah, and then I just play with it, whatever I want to do, And then it's about mixing it up. So then it's not always just about like putting your mouth over it and then like going up and down. Like then you could like like go along the side. You're like, and,
Like a corn.
Yeah, corn.
Yeah, exactly.
Just no teeth, just like, and then so you go along the sides there, and then you lick the back all the way up and down, and then throw around the top, and then get all up in there, and then you mix it up, and then you go down into like the balls, and like right underneath the balls, like right between the crack and that is a good spot right there.
They call
And then
that
even if you're
the henium,
perineum, yeah.
The perineum, yeah. And it's actually that's like is that like the clitoris for women, or is that something? I forget what
as well. Yeah, it's also like an erotinism. Just depends. Some people are just too sensitive. Like my partner is so tickly, he just cannot deal like anywhere that's like uber sensitive. And it can be same for people with vaginas. Like some places are just like, whoa, it's good, but it's too much. It's like, oh my God.
So notes on this one is tailor it to the person, to your own liking and to the person's liking. Don't expect that because your last boyfriend liked it doesn't mean this boyfriend's gonna like it. And don't insist that they should like it because that will go bad really quickly.
Yeah, but then on the Kat, when you were saying they don't like it when you like pull it back, he
just
really
in my
likes that.
You're like,
well, no,
like
it's tugging. Well, like to pull it back a little bit, just so there's like more tension on it or something. I don't know, or like it gets even harder like that. I don't.
No, it really is
try it,
depending on the person. I mean, some that I done that was like a complete turn off, and like, oh crap, now I have to restart the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so good luck trying it out, or have
I
fun
think
trying it out.
I think the biggest key is, well, first, like, get it super wet. I feel like that's one thing that they
Especially if you
all
don't have
like.
foreskin.
As long
Yes.
as it's like a super slippery slide, they can't not like that. You know, it needs to be very well
Totally.
lubricated.
I think getting a lube is good as well. Like if that's,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not living in the US, and I know most guys in the US have like, or at least you have a lot of guys that don't have foreskins, right?
Oh yeah,
They're a
a
lot
lot of them are
Yeah,
circumcised. Like
circumcised, right? Yeah.
I just can't deal with that. It's so dry. It's so dry. Like I love a foreskin. It helps you out so much. But if you don't have one, I think just invest in a nice lube, one that tastes nice as well, if you can. You know, because there's better ones. I know, like the
You,
old style ones were kind of
Kat,
like,
Kat, I have to slow you down because you just said something really important for the American audience to hear. Because us women in America have been so trained to get wiggy, disgusted, afraid of men with
some
their
foreskin.
natural
It's
foreskin,
crazy.
and it actually is natural and good and healthy for them, but we are so messed up in our head around this, that mom and dad does
Yeah,
that to
it's
the poor little baby
interesting.
boy, and then the rest of us go, ew, what's that? I don't know what's
Mm,
under there. So can you just speak to that a little bit more
mm.
on the
Yeah, 'cause
foreskin, and
I feel like
how to not be afraid of that?
I mean, like I was with like one American guy, like I think once, and I swear to God, I just did not. It didn't. It was so much harder when you have a foreskin. It's like it's natural, and it's also really good in sex as well. It helps if you don't have a ton of like natural lube anyway, or lubricant. It acts as this natural like it's like something that moves up and
Oh, a
down. You
glider.
know,
It has a
Mhm.
natural
exactly,
built-in glider
exactly,
to
and
go in.
it makes everything
Oh.
smooth. You know, and it's
So it
like
makes
you
it
see it has a
drier for
purpose.
us when they don't have that natural glider on
Yeah.
them.
I can see like
Oh.
if you don't have it and it's just like, especially when you're having penetration and it's just like dry and it's going in and it's just like you know, this is
It
like
does
up
feel
and
like that,
down,
yeah.
and it's so easy. And for me there's nothing disgusting about it, you know. I mean, of course you have to clean it, you have to clean underneath it, I get it. Just pull it back, clean it. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, you know. And some
But
people like the look
so
of it, it
okay,
might look a bit
wait.
different.
The ick factor. So you're talking to Wiggy Californian here. So you encounter one with foreskin on. Ton ton ton. Don't panic.
Yeah,
And then, so how do
absolutely.
you inspect it to make sure that it's clean so that you can safely descend on it?
I mean, you know, you can smell it. If it smells weird, that's always a
How do
sign. You
you
know, some
not get
people
that
have
close?
smelly dicks. They just do, and
How do
then
you not make that face in the smell?
it's just like, please go. But yeah, you know, I think like it's never something I've encountered. It's never been an issue with me. But I get if you're just brand new to it, it does look different. Some people have also like have a longer foreskin, especially if this little bit of skin breaks. There's like a, they call it the banjo string, and it connects, like it kind of holds some of the foreskin back. But if that breaks, which happens to lots of people, then the foreskin hangs over the penis a little bit, you know? So it just takes a bit of getting used to, but it's super handy. And, you know, I
It's
like
your
it.
friend. The
It
foreskin
is your
is your
friend,
friend. It's not
honestly.
something to be afraid of. That's the slogan for today's
Absolutely.
conversation.
Foreskins are your friend, okay? And not to put on your face in a cream, okay? Just to keep on the
Oh,
penis.
yeah.
Keeps it
And it's
warm in the
okay.
day.
It's okay to say to him, I would totally love to go down on you. How about if you go take a shower and then I'll do
Yeah,
it for you? Make sure you pull back and wash that.
exactly. For God's sake, if
Or
he wants
I'll
it, he'll
shower
do
with
it.
you and I'll come in and I'll just do it.
Totally, totally.
Yeah. Pretend like you're a Japanese geisha woman.
Yeah.
All right. Enough for today. Oh my God, we can go on. So let's do the second part on like for men. Men, how do you give oral to a woman, and what to look out for, and what to do with your teeth, what not to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
so we'll do that part 2 to the oral, everything you need to know about oral sex with Kat, May, and Maya.
Yeah.
Any
Bye,
last words?
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Look forward to.
Bye.
Oh, we have a new thing. If you enjoy our work, and
Oh, yeah.
please support us. So the easiest way to support us is you can buy us a cup of coffee. I have the link on the in the description. So go to buymeacoffee.com/Mayvu coach, Maivu coach, and you can drop a couple of coffees for us or become a member so that we can continue to put out content and reach people around the world and having a lot of fun with you. Sending lots of love. Thank you for supporting us and for sharing our
Thank
video
you.
and loving us. Bye.
Bye.